Slab with a slice, you know how we rockin'. If you diss the block, we pull up and we poppin'. Drake in my backpack, the Glock in my pocket, the clip looking long, plugged in like a socket. I'm ballin' hard, I play for the Rockets. If you want smoke, bitch, your body be dropping.
Merry Christmas! Alright, y'all, so this story time is going to be about the time that I got snatched up by a pedo. Well, almost. So I was in 6th grade, and I was cooling it with these Russians. I was always doing shit I wasn't supposed to do. I was just doing bad shit. Nah, we used to chase this girl. Her name was Emily. She was this Asian girl. She was bad as hell. She bad as hell now, too. I swear to God. But she was Asian, half white, and she had freckles. This is important to the story, but she was bad as hell. Like, we chased her down the street every time she was riding her bike. We always chased her. She was younger, so like I don't know if like we like did that shit to flirt. I don't know what we was doing, but that's what we did. So we was always doing bad shit. So this day, it was a Sunday. It was a sunny Sunday. Like I thought it was a sunny Sunday. So it was a sunny Sunday, and my mama, she had told me some weird shit. You know when like mama like tell you like don't go outside today, you're gonna get kidnapped or like someone's gonna get you. They find some excuse, they see something on the news. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So my mama had told me that someone in my neighborhood had just got out of jail. And you ain't gonna believe what he went to jail for. He went to jail for touching little kids. So I was like, Mom, there ain't no way we got a pedo in my neighborhood. I thought it was bullshit. So my mama was telling me, you better watch out, like don't go outside today. So I was like, I got you, Mama. I'm not finna go outside. It was bullshit. I definitely was going outside that day. I'm going outside. I'm going outside. I'm going outside. So I went to church. I ain't gonna lie. I don't got nothing against God, but like church is boring as fuck. I slept all throughout that bitch. So after church, we ended up going home. I took off all my dress clothes and I got ready to go outside. I'm gonna go outside. Let's log back in. Let's log back in. So I put on some street clothes. I went outside. I snuck through my basement door. I knew my mama was gonna let me go outside. So I went right next door and knocked their door. Of course, them niggas gonna answer. So them niggas come outside and we get to our normal activities. So the first thing we did, we posted up on the block at the gas station. What's that bitch called? Charlie's. That bitch was like 2 minutes from our crib. So we ended up going inside, coming out with a bunch of shit that we didn't pay for. I feel like we all did that shit. I ain't gonna lie. You a real nigga, I feel like you did that shit. So after we got all our snacks, we ended up spotting Emily. So we ended up running down her, just chasing her down, yelling at her, screaming at her, just scaring her ass. She was riding that bike for her life. She was not stopping. I swear to God, she was scared as hell. So after that, we ended up meeting with our other friend. It was this other white boy. His name was like Damien. He lived in apartments like, I say like 2 minutes from our crib, right next to the Charlies. Now, Damien, he was bad as hell, too. He ended up stealing the Russian's bike. So we went to pull up to his crib to check that nigga. So we pull up to his apartment, and we like, yo, where this nigga bike at? It was my nigga Sergey. He was small as hell, so he's always getting bitched. This nigga trying to lie and say he don't got his bike. We look right outside his house. We see his bike right there. Hide the bike somewhere. Bring it inside. I don't know. This nigga is caught in 4K. 4 motherfucking K footage, nigga. Like, hide the bike somewhere at least. So we ain't dealing with none of the bullshit. We end up just grabbing the bike and telling them, bro, we see it right there, and just going on with our day. So the next thing we ended up doing was playing 2K. Now, we play 2K in my crib. We play in my basement. Now, you know me. I kick all they ass in 2K. I swear to God. On my mama, them niggas couldn't fuck with me. On my mama, I was busting their ass. So after I was done kicking their ass, shit started to take a turn. It got dark outside. So when it got dark outside, we started to ding dong ditch. My mama came downstairs to check on us, and I told her we were just playing more 2K. Of course I was lying. We was going back outside, ding dong ditch. That was one of the worst decisions of my life. So we went down my block and started picking out houses to ding dong ditch. We were spawning all the houses with camera and we were skipping them. So we was just doing our normal routine, taking our turns, ding dong ditching houses. We ended up going about like 3 blocks down our cribs. Everything was going normal. We was cooling. At least that's what I thought. I thought she was cooling, but it was not. So we ended up passing by the house and my mama warned me the pedo ended up coming back to. I thought she was lying, but I was listening to what she was saying. She had told me that he had stayed by the bus stop with his daughter. That's the exact street we was walking down. While me and these Russian niggas are walking down the street, I ended up seeing a truck with some headlights shining at us. Now, normally I wouldn't think nothing of it because it's just a truck and none of our parents drive no trucks. But I remembered my mom had told me that the dude that got out of jail had drove a truck. Coincidence? I think not. On my soul, it was not. It was not coincidence at all. So I ended up telling the Russian niggas, yo, that truck, watch out for it. I gotta warn them Russian niggas, like, I feel bad for them. They don't know nothing about this shit. I gotta tell them, like, their parents, they probably can't read English or something. They speak Russian. So they're like, all right, bet. So we keep walking down. I'm trying to peep if this dude's really following us or not. I'm really trying to peep game. So we walking down the street and I look back The truck's still following us. So I tell him, bust a right. So we end up taking a right, and the truck takes a right too. So I'm like, hell nah, this truck is following us for sure. I ain't no dumb nigga, I peeped that shit for sure. So I tell him, let's take another right. So we take another right. The truck takes a right too. So I start to jog. I'm like, hell no, that bitch is following us, nigga. So they hear me, so they start picking up the pace too. They start jogging too. So we jogging down the street, and the truck starts picking up pace too. I ain't gonna lie, my heart started racing. That bitch started picking up speed real quick. It starts down the street. So once I see it do that, I start full on running. Full sprint down the street. I was in 6th grade, so I was skinny and I was fast as hell. I swear to God, I was fast as fuck back in 6th grade. So I'm taking off, leaving these niggas. I'm not worried about these Russian niggas. I'm worried about myself. All I'm worried about is my booty and that nigga getting near it. So them Russian niggas was about 5 feet behind me, but I was still sprinting. I didn't care. If they got caught, that was on them. So I ended up busting another right. I jumped over these fences. I was trying to get away from these niggas. So they saw where I was going, and they ended up following me. So by the time I saw my house, I cut out the backyards. Created a whole escape route for my gang. On God, we didn't see him at all when we looked back. So we looked down the street and we didn't see him at all. We ended up losing him. After that, we was all scared as fuck. On God, like, who wouldn't be scared? So we all decided to end up going inside. I ended up sneaking back in through my basement door. I was too slick. I went back upstairs to my room and told my mama that my friends ended up leaving. So I went in my room and got ready for bed. I was just thinking about my day and thinking what could have really happened to me if I got caught. Like, imagine if I got caught, what could have happened to me, on God. All of a sudden, I hear a noise. I hear my Russian niggas right next door screaming. They screaming like they dying, on God. I swear to God they was. So I end up listening closer, and it sounds like they getting beat. So their parents must end up catching them, and they decide to beat their ass. You know that shit was bad, because you can hear them all the way from my house. So I end up laughing and just going to sleep, because I figured anything was better than being them niggas. On my soul. I'd rather be me than them. So the moral of the story is listen to your mama sometimes she tells you not to go outside.
Follow me on IG for video updates.
I know niggas who throwing C's, it ain't Chanel.